Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can join us now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Today, your hosts are Mama Ayaba Bay and Mama Hawa Asasaya. Enjoy.
Grand rising, beautiful folks.
Grand rising.
Grand rising, and my new phrase is power up.
Power up.
Power up.
Power it up.
Come on.
All of
Exercise is going on.
There you go. There you go. Power it up.
Power to the gods within.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna power it up with third, with our, what is that? The sixth chakra.
Mm-hmm. The Ajna.
The Ajna.
Ajna. That's a nice name for a girl.
It sure is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Ajna.
But the Ajna is the insight.
Yeah.
The word insight is what brought me to bring this music that I want to share with you all this morning. Because in order to even hear this young man, you got to have some insight. And he is of Nigerian ancestry from a place where the Igbo people come from. So he is an Igbo man. And once you hear him, and we're gonna probably have to spell his name for you. There he is. He's bad. So I want to shut my mouth and let y'all get a taste this morning along with your tea. Tea up on this brother right here, Tobe Nawigwe. This is called Make It Home.
I pray you catch your wave that doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven, with a nappy head crash by their side. I pray you catch your wave.
Can you hear it?
That doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven, with a nappy head crash by their side. Yeah. May your streets be paved with gold. Yeah. Hope my home would make it home. Yeah. May your streets be paved with gold. Yeah. Hope my home would make it home. Yeah. 'Cause the world can be toxic, especially when your skin look like chocolate. At one point they sold us for profit, but we made it out of the gauntlet we chosen. Yeah. Oh my mama, the south side still holding. Yeah. Go for broke for the ones that are broken. Yeah. Please don't make me no hashtag or slogan. My whole hood is golden. That's why I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven, with a nappy head crash by their side. I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven, with a nappy head crash by their side. Yeah. May your streets be paved with gold. Streets be paved with gold. Hope my home would make it home. Yeah. 'Cause they riding with choppers. It might turn your taper to pasta. Don't hardly see daughters at altar. Probably 'cause there ain't no more fathers, they stole them. Yeah. Put in cages by racists patrolling. Yeah. The hood is bang to the pins like we bowling. Yeah. Please don't make us no hashtags or slogans. Black people are golden. That's why I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven. With a nappy head crushed by their side. I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven. With a nappy head crushed by their side. Yeah. May your streets be paved with gold. Hope my hope would make it home. May your streets be paved with gold. Hope my hope would make it home. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. Oh, I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. Yeah, I hope you make it home. 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 I hope you make it home.
Wow.
Woo. Mm,
That was
that's a demon. Mm-hmm.
deep.
Mm.
Telling you, phenomenal. He's just phenomenal. Never heard nothing like it.
Mm.
And so he must have 1,000 videos on there. So you when you got time, you go to Tobin Nwigwe and the originals, and you'll see a whole slew of videos. Or you just put his name in YouTube. Also, one of the things that stands out about him, these are things that people are saying about him as well, is how he brings his wife and children with him on his videos. The girl on his left, the brown girl, that's his sister. She's his producer. The girl, the light colored girl, she's his wife. And people are criticizing how he and his wife came together because she just said he's her man and that was it. Whatever else happened, she didn't care.
But what was wrong with that?
5 years later, before he realized that he was her man. So it's phenomenal. Their story is phenomenal. And the fact for my person, I used to say the brothers in Africa should marry their sisters from America, and the brothers from America should marry the sisters from Africa, and mix it all up, vice versa, for all the ancestors to come back together again. And this relationship between him and this woman is just phenomenal. What's that guy name on Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey showed up in one of his videos. Erykah Badu, when she heard him, she told him that he was dope. His mama told him he was crazy. His Dave Chappelle told him he was dope. And so that drove him to continue what he was doing. Why it's important to me and to share this with Elizabeth, because the one thing that he said he does is every Sunday, he makes a new video. Every Sunday. He said the main thing is to be consistent. And he said he's going to do this for 10 years. So that's a plan.
Wow.
And he said after those 10 years, if it don't pan off, then he's going to let it go and go on and do some other thing. One of his songs, they all dressed in white and they're spraying money. Now in Africa, they spray money on you when you do well. So you're a singer and they really liked you, they'll come up on stage and throw money on you, or a musician or a talker or whatever you are. So in this video, I didn't get it. I said, why are they throwing money all up in the air like that? But now I figured it out. So in that video, he talks about how poor he was and how hard it was for him. But now I'm a millionaire. Now I got 1 million, something like that. So y'all get into him and dig him and see that hip hop and the way they call it, he gonna change it. He's gonna change it. He doesn't have one curse word, no profanity, no downgrading of women, none of that. So Howard, today we have decided that we're gonna go forward with our assignment from Mama Adone and go to the third eye chakra, right?
No, the 6th.
The sixth
But
chakra.
you know what? I did that earlier. So it's something about that 3rd, something about the 3. I said that earlier and caught myself and correct myself. Y'all didn't even know it.
Or they call it the sixth eye chakra.
It is
it's the number 6 chakra.
It's the 6th chakra.
And what do they call it?
It's the
I mean, I know they call it the ajna.
It's the brow chakra.
The brow chakra.
It is the 3rd eye chakra. I say first eye, because that's the eye you really see from. It is significant to the subconscious mind, freedom of thought and expression. The word ajna means beyond wisdom. That's like you done travel through all these gears, all these energy points to this chakra here, the brow chakra. The brow chakra is the intuitive chakra. When you get there, you should be able to see. The affirmation is I see. And that means seeing without the 2 ornaments that sit on your face. Seeing within. And it's in the anatomy, the pineal gland. And the pineal gland, it's the gland that produces hormones to it produces hormones to grow, to produce, to manifest. So this intuitive eye, let's say like this. When you're having troubles thinking, making decisions, when you feel disconnected from your intuitive self, when you're more attached to external things like money, being obsessed with certain things, can't have certain things, all these are just blockers until because the 6th eye is the God's eye, and it can get clogged up with all this physical events in our life.
It's also, may I add, it's also functional or activated when we clear up the chakras below it. When you feel that you know, sometimes you be thinking about one thing, then thinking about another, and arguing with yourself on which one it is. You get stuck on one truth. You know, plenty of people like that. What they think it is what it is. They don't want to hear nothing else you got to say about it or something else. However, years later, they'll show up in your life telling you about that other thing that you were trying to get them to see 40 years earlier. In the Sarset system, they have special names for people like that. So you got people who are stuck, but we, the Elizabeths, are not allowing ourselves to be in that category. Are we right, sisters? I can't hear you.
That's right.
Open up your mics.
Right.
Are we right, sisters?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. We are not dualistic thinkers. We are 360-degree thinkers. Circulinear thinkers.
I'm gonna throw this word out there. Intuition. What is intuition?
To intuit within, to think to be connected spiritually, to know you are connected spiritually to the indwelling intelligence, to the eternal power, to the electromagnetic impulses that make you a whole being, that make you a divine being. Is that enough?
Hey, let me put it in Lane's terms. Intuition is the feeling in your gut. I'm giving you the visual. It's that feeling in your gut when you know something is right or something is wrong. That is intuition. Intuition is immediately knowing. Intuition is, for example, it's like love at first sight, or going into a room and it's like somebody, you just instantly get that red flag that they ain't right.
Or robbing somebody and knowing that this is the right time to go pull your gun out. See, that's a negative.
Intuition, that's right. Intuition. It's allowing yourself to be led by yourself instead of getting in the way with your second thoughts. Whew.
It said here that a blocked Ajna chakra can lead to sociopathic behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Seems to be a lot of that on the scene these days.
Yeah. When you're balanced, when this chakra, like Queen Bey say, this chakra here, it balances out all the rest of the chakras. It calms. It's self-aware. People don't want to believe that there are such things as clairvoyance and telepathic, psychic.
Those are like words for knowing. Because my grandmama, she didn't know any of those words. Neither did my great grandmother. But they were all of that and then some. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We all have it. It depends on what our focus is, but we all have it.
Mm-hmm. You can have this expanded imagination, this out of the world visualization. That's all part of your psychic ability, pulling in things and the way you express yourself. It's dreaming. It's like messages in a dream. And you put it aside and shove it aside or forget about it, but it was telling you something.
So next time you talk to people who are showing those symptoms, like people who are sociopathic, one of the, I probably shouldn't say it, but one of the telltale signs of a sociopathic person is they are neat to the extreme. Ooh. Like there was a guy one time I leaned over to talk to him. He said, "Come here, sister, I ain't seen you in a long time." And I went over there. I said, "Oh yeah," and I put my hands on his car. He nearly had a hissy fit. He said, "No, you put your fingerprints on my car. I just finished shining my car." Blah 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 blah. I said, "Well, excuse me, brother." I took my skirt tail up. I was going to shine. He said, "No, that's the wrong kind of cloth."
Or like this movie, I saw this movie where this woman was trying to get away from this guy because she found out that he was like that. Every can in the every bottle and can on the shelf had to be face label facing you. The tiles had to be even.
Yep, that's right. Lapis lazuli, that's a beautiful stone, right?
Ah, yes.
Amethyst, and the one I'm always asking you about, black obsidian.
Yes.
And I've never seen purple before, right?
Yeah, and the hematite. Those are your stones.
So when we're sharing this, and if you have anything you want to discuss about the area we're talking about before we leave it, we are welcoming you all to do that. And if you have any of these things already in your home, let us show it to us so other people can experience what it looks like and what it feels like. And as we say, what it be like.
What it be like. But all this is just your tools and equipment for your bag, for your medicine bag. It's like what your medicine bag is looking like now after we've been talking about it. Have you collected your tools? You be a sifter. I'm a sifter. I collect what I need and I rid what is not serving and deserving to me. And all that we mention and say, it ought to be something you should be able to pull out when you feel yourself. This is self-medicating. This is we're brainwashing you, yes, and that is brainwashing out the garbage and junk so you can receive. Yes, Queen.
When you get an intuitive inspiration and you start doubting it, and then after you doubt it, whatever you had into it, it shows up, and you say, I knew I should have done this.
Yeah.
I should have said that.
Yeah.
Or I should have gone here. Which chakra, we've been talking about them now for a few days, few weeks. Which chakra is that indicative of that has a blockage? Anybody know? Anybody remembers? Which chakra? When you have an intuitive impression come to you, that brow chakra, I won't do 30 push-ups.
You know what? We keep saying third because we think about the third eye.
Well, the brow chakra, the people in India, they put a bindi here. That's a mark or a jewel to indicate, that's what's there and that's what they follow. So
and sometimes they put a mark to like a black one, like one color blocks when they put it there and another color to receive.
Well, it also indicate which deity their family is under. Like my son-in-law's family is under Shiva, so they wear the red dot. Vishnu was another dot, and so forth and so on. So when you're having a blockage, when you're having a doubt moment, when your intuition kicks in, and you say, oh, no, I better not do that. Or I'm not going that way. That ain't the right way. Or I don't know why I'm thinking like this. Let me get my mind on something else. Which chakra is it that needs working on at that point? We talked about the root chakra. Is it the root chakra that makes you have doubt?
Sacral. I think it's a sacral where the intuition is. If I'm not mistaken, that's the orange one. I don't know.
That's right.
You do know. Yes, you do know.
It's the sacral chakra. The doubter. The question of self. Yeah.
That's right, though. Because that's the area of your guilt. That's the area of your shame. And all that is second guessing that God within. And so what do you do? What do you do when you feel like that area is affected? What you do? What are the things that you do?
You want to work with it. You want to work with it.
There you go. You're working with it. You're feeding it the foods. Hey, you're enhancing it with the oils. We're going to get you. We're going to get you.
Love it.
You pull those colors down. There you go, sis.
That's it. Talk to it. Affirmations. Rid things.
Yes, let go. Let go. Go to the bathroom.
Go to the restroom. Well, let it out. If you blocked and constipated, not just from the bowels, from something in your life, clean it out.
Yeah.
There you go. Somebody
fertilize and get rid of it. Fertilize, put the lesson in the box and fertilize it.
That's right.
And then burn the rest of it.
And burn the rest of it.
I see you got on your indigo color, Miss Head under your shirt.
It's down there.
There you go. Yes, Queen. Speaking of the color is indigo. It's like
In
a
between,
deep
I'm putting them together.
blue.
Blue, purple.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Now
And then my
Willie's
purple.
hand is up, sisters.
Oh yes. Hey
Peace.
Noeli.
Peace and
Great day,
blessings,
great
La
day,
Willie, Queen La Willie.
great day.
That's
I saw
right.
that fabulous picture of you.
Woo!
That
That
I'm
was
thing
so
was
grateful.
angelic.
smoking.
That was angelic, man. It looked like you could float on out of that, off that canvas.
Oh, bless your heart. So I'm out walking. I apologize for the noise, but when Mama Het was talking about intuition, and as much as I have gleaned, intuition would be the third eye chakra you'd be working with. If
Okay.
you really, yeah, it's the third eye. And my sharing when I was diagnosed with thyroid inconsistencies, um, I started wearing blue and turquoise, surrounding myself with those colors all the time. I even blueberries, the foods.
There you go.
So,
Yes.
just infusing yourself with all of those things to bring you back into alignment. And I know all of y'all, and I heard Mama Het talk about um, the Hicks, Abraham and Esther. And one of the things that caught me that I heard on one of their videos the other day was we don't have to chase or go after anything. And when we and I love that we always speak about being in alignment. And that's all, it's a shift. And sometimes it's just that shift in the moment in our mindset, in our consciousness that says, and this is another Abraham Esther, if it's not, I say a heavenly yes, it's a hell no.
Yes. You can tell that when people answer questions. They
It's either yay or nay, right?
I always,
So
I always go through
I
the. No, I just say I always go through the. Is this beneficial or detrimental? I do. When I'm in a situation or I'm somewhere, and I have to remind myself because I got to activate my tools because I can spiral off and be under. I have to work on that. So those are my two words. Is this beneficial or is this detrimental? And you know what to do.
sometimes you don't have that time to ask. Sometimes people just react to, and that's why we get into that. We consider something right or wrong, but it was best for what the person had to do in their
Well,
situation or
that's
situation.
right. Because what is right for you may not be right for the next,
Exactly.
and vice versa.
Based on how you learn. But my thing about this now, here's my question about the difference between the sacral, your gut feeling, and your intuition. So maybe the orange one is more guttural or
Well,
you're
the
more
gut, the
feminine,
gut is
if you
solar.
will.
The gut is the solar.
Right. But
That's
so one is the
part.
gut instinct, and then you have the intuition. Are those two different? Are those two different things?
And you said it so wonderfully. You said gut feeling. And if you're feeling is feeling, knowing is knowing.
Okay.
This is
Okay,
simple.
gotcha.
Feeling, knowing.
So they go together. They related. They related. They be
They
look
got
all this in between as you decipher a thing for you being detrimental or what's the other one?
Beneficial.
Detrimental or
beneficial.
Beneficial.
beneficial. We are here. We be between all of that.
hmm
If this is something that my mother would be okay with, is this something that if my child saw me doing this, it'd be okay, or my sisters, or
hmm
my creator, all of that. But sometimes we don't even go through all that thinking. We just, pew, and then now afterwards, you're like, ooh, lesson, put in the lesson
Yeah,
cabinet.
yeah, yeah.
Don't be mad. Don't judge it. Put it in the cabinet because if you went through it for a reason to know in the future.
Well, because this is beyond wisdom.
Yes.
That's
That's
that's the mean. That's the meaning
That's
of ajna. It's
yes.
yeah. It's beyond wisdom.
Yes. It's
it's
like when they
also
Deep
say
stuff. That's deep.
It's
Go
like
ahead.
perception. Let me see. Your perception should be in alignment. Good decision making. How to protect yourself from harm. All that should be activated when it's in alignment.
Not really. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say, and you know in that moment before you think the thought and those words come out of your mouth,
There you go.
if you are reacting, because you get that feeling, everything is like everything, and it feels like anything can happen, as opposed to when you respond and just take another breath, take another moment, and like you said, Mama Olive, is it beneficial or is it detrimental? And you can get that. We like you guys are always sharing. We have that power each and every moment of our lives, each and every moment, and it just takes a pause and a shift, you know,
And a breath.
and a breath.
Right.
Always.
That's
Breath
Mother's
is
supposed to answer for everything. Breathe.
breathing is precisely the key, which is where I was going to say that energy that moves up and down, what they call the kundalini, that energy that moves up and down your spinal area is only blocked when we're not working on it. We have to be aware that things need to be worked on. That things you know when your sink is stopped up, you know when your toilet is stopped up. You're supposed to know when you stopped up.
Sure.
You might be physically, you may know you physically stopped up because you can't move your bowels, or you have some kind of sickness like high blood pressure, or you claiming you have it, or a heart problem, and you're not able to, or a kidney problem, and you're not able to urinate as frequently as you should. You know something is off balance, but we are living in a society where the culture does not address the spiritual reality that we are. It's a cultural thing. This brother who sang the music that we heard earlier, he knows something. That's why he carries his family with him all the time. He's not just carrying his wife and children with him all the time to say, I'm a good daddy. He's carrying his wife and children with him all the time because he knows he's also carrying who else? His ancestors. They're all in the package. They all come bundled together. He also knows that he has a responsibility to his God, his ancestors, and his family. So in your chakra system, you have a responsibility to the opening of your root chakra so that it can move up to help open the sacral chakra, so it can open up and help open the solar plexus area, so it can open up and help open the heart chakra, so it can open up and help open the throat chakra, so it can open up and help open the brow chakra, so it can open up and help open the crown chakra, and then you'll just explode.
Yeah. You won't really have to focus on practicing and thinking because you know it's just the way you flow, and that's you have, how you say, you rung the bell, ding, you done made it to the how you say, the top of the glass building.
The Rastas have a saying, higher heights,
higher heights.
Depths.
That's right.
Higher heights, deeper depths. They say that when you see the tip of an iceberg, the other half is under the water.
Whoa.
Mama,
and remember, even with this word knowledge that we're sharing, we're all sharing, the spiritual knowledge is transmitted through our body by way of two things: your breathing and your thoughts. Your breathing and your thoughts. You get in a situation, breathe. Don't just jump out with the first thing that comes into your mind. My grandma used to say, wait 3 days. When you and your man have a difference of opinion or thought, wait 3 days before you speak again. See, some people say, take a deep breath. Some people say, breathe 3 times. But all of this is letting you know that we instinctively know these things, even though we have been miles
condition.
and time separated from our culture
Yeah.
and the rituals involved in our culture.
Yeah.
It's still here. It's still coming up. You know, so two things. I'm always saying two, but two is one. But two things that I want to say about that is that we have got to put doubt in a little box and tie a ribbon around it. That's how much we need to work on cleaning out. You have everything. What you here for? You already know everything. Go on, tell us everything, goddess. Goddess of
I
The
know.
lessons are deep, Mama. The lessons are deep. They are deep.
See, she
They
got
are
her
deep.
box.
Mhm.
And if you don't have a box, get a box. And if you don't have a box, I bet you got one of these old things right here. Where that thing? See? It's got a nice old
Now
top.
look at it. She got the next box probably be even bigger. She got a box. Yep.
You got a trunk up in there too. Some of us need trunks. We got so much stuff we need to get out and put it away forever.
Yes.
With a
Yes.
lock on it.
Yeah.
You might revisit it for when your children or your younger people are going through something that you've already been through.
Pull out the lesson. Pull out the
Pull it out.
lesson
Pull it
cabinet.
out. Also, what do they call black people way back in the day? Do y'all know?
What's up, baby?
Who are the indigo people?
Oh.
Indigo
Yeah.
people.
My
Mhm.
grandson was born indigo.
Oh.
His color when he came out, his mama
It's blue.
was
That's
indigo.
a dark, isn't that a blue, a real
It's a
deep?
dark blue.
Yeah, dark
It's a
blue.
deep. Yeah, it's a deep blue.
Lack of
Like
oxygen.
yeah, like
Means this
like
is my sister, one of my elder sisters, Doris.
Hi,
Hi,
Doris.
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 Welcome to the tribe.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, but
that indigo is a beautiful color too.
look at Queen Yaba. That's that color. Might resin a little deeper because
Yes.
indigo represent and associate with the night.
They got a different whole bunch of shades of blue in here. But had their rules on that garment that I saw peeping out on her shirt. That's a very good example of indigo. And that
Yeah,
dark
it
blue
has the deeper. Yeah, it almost like a purple, but not
and that dark blue in your
Blue
picture
violet in the
behind you.
crayon box. The blue violet
that
color.
blue violet.
Now they can call it indigo.
The darkest blue you have. And that blue in your painting, Hawa, is indigo. Yeah, go ahead, turn around, look.
In the corner there and in her crown.
Over there. Oh yeah.
All that right here, right there, yeah, all that dark blue.
Here and there and everywhere.
They call us blue people. They were so
Mhm.
black they look blue.
Mhm.
Yeah. And what do they call that deep music that came out of Mississippi and down yonder? The blues. People think blues means sad music. Blues don't mean sad music. Blues music is liberating. It frees you. It releases you. You know, some blues is fast, like Dooney sneaked and put that little song I was singing on here a long time ago. Some of the blues is, you know, upbeat, but it's gone, girl. Show us, demonstrate. She playing the air guitar.
Bobby Blue Band.
Oh, you know about him? Yes, Lord have mercy. Bobby Blue Bland. Yeah. We're gonna have to sing some blues around here.
Lucille, baby, Lucille. Let Lucille tell your story. Yeah.
Oh, baby, you don't have to go.
All right. Come here.
Come on, Aduni.
This is Angelique. She's one of my first
Peace.
students.
Greetings.
Greetings, Angelique. Grand Rising.
New
Power up.
day, had to
Queen,
poo.
I want you to clean off your viewfinder. Everybody clean off your little view. Clean off the little viewfinder.
You know, yeah, I got this light, these beams of
That's
light.
what that light is. That's what's doing
Yeah, I have beams
the
of
light.
light coming in.
Still clean the view.
He
Clean the
said,
view.
clean. Yes, ma'am.
Right up
Listen,
here,
listen,
the mirror.
listen.
Yes, my friend said whenever we get on taking pictures or any, see how much better. Look at already. I can see now.
Oh yeah.
No,
Wow.
yeah, there you go. There you go. He said clean off
Y'all get that
everything before
picture?
you start taking pictures. There you go. Because we touch stuff and we get the fingerprint.
Yeah, you're
Don't
right.
you see
You're right.
better? I can see
You're
better
right.
without my glasses on.
Yes, ma'am.
Whoa. Well, true. I told you know everything.
Uh-oh. See?
Oh Lord.
We're putting their glasses on.
Like now I need to clean. Look.
You know, I put this that blue screen over, and I take this looks better, and I clean my screen.
Makes sense
Oh
because
my goodness! Somebody turned the colors on.
Yeah, I've
I
never.
know who turned. Hey, who turned the lights on?
What did you
So
say?
Hawa,
Yes, ma'am.
No, I
are
said
you going up?
I've never cleaned that, so I'm sure lots of.
Oh, I can really see your sister good now.
We can see now.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
My niece had to tell me to clean my phone screen. You know, the camera.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
Every time you get ready. Oh, look,
Yep.
look what Nawili found. Look at that.
Woo!
She just waiting
Oh,
on
now
us.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
Yes.
that's beautiful.
Come on
That's
with the Ajna
that's it.
indigo.
Look at it. Look at it. There's our, you know what?
Oh,
Signs and signals.
I don't know where-
There's our sign.
That's gorgeous.
Excuse me, there's a hat to match.
And
Thank
I
you.
had to match.
had to match.
Oh
That's
yeah.
at Burt's. That's at Burt's. I know where that is. That's Paradise. I know
I
that.
want that.
Is she
Where-
way
what-
down there?
That's Eastern Market, baby.
Oh, Eastern Market.
You've been located. GPS. I know where you at.
We know.
Grand Rising, Kim Bodney Roots.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, Kim Bodney Roots.
Grand Rising.
I got snuck on up in here. At the poo. Well, I keep looking at beautiful queen walking, and it's just I gotta throw in that this sixth or this third eye
or this brow chakra
or that brow chakra, the element for it is all. And I'm watching her and I'm looking at that sky behind her. Oh my goodness.
I'm so glad it opened up in boy, because it's been shady Brady around here.
See?
You said the element for it is what?
It's all. It's the earth, it's the fire, it's the air, water, mineral. Huh?
A-L-L. Oh, okay. I'm spelling it right. A-L-L. Okay, that all. I was with A-W-L. I thought you were talking about making rugs and carpets and things.
Oh, that's cool too. But yeah, it's like whatever is needed. You got to the point that it's not just root and you need earth. It's not just, you can reach for everything that you need to activate your God's eye. That's what I like to call it. I call it the first eye, the God's eye, the power eye. And it's like activating the power eye. And we talked about foods. Well, no, not really. We just said to use foods. And Queen Awili mentioned the blueberries. I'm throwing in the elderberries, the kale, the purple kale, the eggplant. And the squirrels have ate my eggplant. But anyway, purple potatoes, grapes, lavender teas. Surround yourself with your senses with lavender. Queen talked about the stones to use, your lapis. Throw in lavender plants around you. Surround yourself with the lavender oil. It's like we got our tools.
We also want to be on time with the cycles that you're in, or that we all are in. Every 21 days, the cycle changes. Haven't you noticed that you may be different? You may act differently or have different, I don't want to say feelings, have different expressions of yourself during these different times. You're not the same person. You don't have the same way of responding to things this month that you did last month. Start being more conscious and aware of how you respond every full moon cycle, from the what they call the new moon, which is no moon. Well, it's there, but you don't see it. From the new moon to new moon, and check yourself and see how you respond to things each of those cycles, because every cycle, just like the chakras going up our spine, have different names. Each chakra has its own name. Each cycle has its own name. Each chakra has its own quality. Each cycle has its own quality. Yeah, and we could go on and on with this. I don't know. We might end up going on and on, because I want to share with you all, as time goes on, the connection between the chakras and the 11 laws that we talk about. I throw in every now and then.
Yes.
And then to let you know what cycles we're in. Like right now, we're in the cycle of Ma'at,
Yes.
which is the love of God, God's love. And what chakra would that be a manifestation of? Anybody want to throw it at me?
Mm-hmm.
Not you.
Say again what the question is again.
If the Ma'at cycle, which is the cycle we are in, if Ma'at is indeed the law of love of God, God's love is what Ma'at represents. So what chakra would that be a reflection of? It was the heart chakra.
The heart
The
chakra.
heart.
Mhm.
We associate the heart with love. Now, a harder question, a more require more thoughts question. Let me not say harder.
Let me breathe.
So
Let me breathe.
yeah, breathe
There
it
you
on,
go.
breathe it in, sister, breathe
Breathe
it
in
up.
that good old prana. Mm-hmm.
So now, which chakra below the heart chakra that is also tempers that feeling that we call, or that experience that we call love? Which chakra would that be? Maybe the question, put the question in other words. In other words,
We know you know. You hold tight. Somebody else gonna answer this.
who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Miss Wiggles over there, because she
Hey,
already knows. She already gave the answer.
Leave
Nobody
her
else
alone.
knew.
Oh, head rule.
That's why I said.
Look,
That's why
Is
I
it the
said.
root chakra?
she's the younger version of me. Let her speak
No,
for me.
hey. She know.
I know.
We want the rest of you. She
I
already
hi-
said
I hired
below
her.
the heart chakra is the.
it
This one
sounds
below.
it sounds like what it is. When your heart chakra is exuding all this confidence in you, and you have no doubt about what you're experiencing. We said feeling. I try not to use that
Oh,
word
look
too
what
much.
says.
Who
Say
said
what,
that?
what?
It
Who
was
said something?
who said that?
Not really.
You know, not really.
Yes, solar plexus. There you go.
I was
Ding
talking.
ding. She gets an A. Yes. There you go.
I hired both of them, so they speak for me.
Oh boy.
Any comments, questions, observations within your own life or within life period?
Well,
It's good to share because it helps others. Ma'am?
I didn't. I never really put that together in the seasons of when you were saying about what season, or what, you didn't say the word season.
But that's right, what you said, the cycle.
Yeah, the cycle. I never put that together as it relates. I mean, obviously, when you're administrating that, but I didn't put it together. And I know you have, when the moon, the different, full moon, half moon, all that kind of stuff. but I've not paid attention to myself and what my body and my mind and my emotions go through,
Yeah,
in those different phases.
it's
We
good
need
to keep a
stuff to
journal.
say. Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Wheelie, your hands up.
And I would also say when I teach my yoga according to the Chinese seasons, and this is we call in the West, even though I feel like we in the fall here, late summer. Late summer, the organ of focus is the heart.
Mm.
So we're in the heart season where there's a fire, there's a light, there's more sun traditionally, except on Detroit days.
Leave
Thank
Detroit
you.
alone.
I love it. I love it because it's growing me.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You know, I just bring out more sunshine on those days.
That's it. That's
Thank
it.
you, because I was looking for it. I was like, okay, I'm getting as much sun as I could be today, but I need some light outside.
But you see how it affects your mood. You see how it affects your mood. You see how 3 days of darkness start to affect you.
Yes.
Because operate by nature. We operate by plants. Plants start to curl up when they don't get that sun. The sun come out. What do? Your mood, your expression. Yes.
That's why everybody should move to California.
No. Thank you. I'll go visit. I ain't moving out there. They can have
Yes.
it.
And I'll get y'all the mansion y'all need. Yes.
I'll come visit. I'm staying right chomp. Right chomp for now.
I would have said Florida, but too much going on down there.
I'll travel.
I travel, but no. Since Nawili, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm getting ready to jump on what Nawili said about, in her yoga classes. The yoga poses for the 6th. See, y'all have me so full. I'll be like, I got to come back down. But anyway, the yoga poses for the brow chakra, the intuitive chakra. Get ready, Etaru. Show them the humble warrior. The humble warrior.
Oh, now wait a minute. Now, see, hold on a minute. Okay,
Come on. You know I'm gonna call on you. Now I'm gonna tell you. This helped clear and activate the first eye. I just got to say first eye. I'm used to calling it first eye.
Is that
there
the
you
one
go.
that goes around?
Yes. Well, that's for more advanced.
Okay.
But just that. Also, do wide leg.
Whoa.
Wide leg forward fold. And just wide leg. Now come down. That's it. Let your head drop. Let your arms drop.
Can we see her? I can't see her.
Can't see her? Can y'all see her?
I can see her.
I see her. Okay, there you go. But I like that
now I
angle
got
because you're showing the side angle there. And these are things that you don't have to be a yogi and all that flexible. It's just forward fold. You drop in the head because gravity pulls. But in this position, you allowing the flow of blood to circulate through the brain. It help open up. It help clear. You can take your head up slow. Don't rush because you have to get yourself back centered and you just bring yourself back up. Yeah. Do warrior. Warrior. Okay, here we go. Warrior. The other one was
slide down the back of that leg. I like.
Yeah. Where you at? There. And what is it? And same thing. It's taking the head back. See, we just wear our head. And the poor head is like a bowling ball sitting on a popsicle stick. And that's the truth. Look at it. A sucker. The little neck, the stick, and there's this big head. So this is way to clear and unblock by going in the flow of gravity. There you go. There you go. With that position, take your left arm down the side of your inner leg on the left side. Just go down, down, down till you touch the floor. Take the head over and just tilt the head. Ah, so you're working all this and just sitting there. You can just take and slowly roll. You feel things in a certain area, then you hold into it and you release. And you do. You will feel spots. And when you feel those spots, you want to release it, unblock it, listen to the body. The body may say, turn it like this, turn it like that. For me, my body is telling me I need to tap it. You can disperse these blocks. I had to just go on, Queen. I just had to take it there. but,
I just wanted to share that because, well, I'm always bringing out my chakra chart, but I'm always losing it. But because we've been delving into this these past weeks, I'm sorry I'm not going to be there on the weekend, but that weekend, that Saturday, we've done it twice before. We're going to make some more spirit dolls. So I decided to paint all the forms. And my daughter pointed out to me that I was doing the chakra colors.
Ah,
I wasn't thinking. I was just grabbing the paint and painting. And next thing she said, "You doing the chakra colors?"
Let's see, Mama Evelyn, hold them babies up. Let me see them babies.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, y'all, they about to be born. They getting ready to be born.
So you're gonna pass.
I
You're
like
going
that.
there to be handed out.
They're gonna be in kits,
Okay.
along with other stuff.
Can the person select their kit? Meaning, can they choose? Because believe it or not, you're working this and they're choosing what the color they need.
Well,
like somebody
yeah,
printed out a bunch.
they will choose their kit.
Okay.
They will choose their kit.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
pass it out. Let them choose it. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I put a little scroll in there with a message, and I put a card in there like this one. Oh, with a message.
Okay.
What it say, Mama Evelyn? Read it for me.
This says, "Don't ask God to guide your steps if you're not willing to move your feet."
Oh,
Ooh,
excellent.
snap on that.
Queen Ayaba, that's
Yes.
like one of the 11 laws that talks about God don't reward or punish. You have the liberty of doing that.
Yeah, that's Harold Kahuti.
See, that's my
Heaven help us when his cycle comes around.
oh my goodness, yes.
Now
We've had this cycle, a cycle of love energy, is kind of smooth, but your truth about the way you love and what you choose to love and how you love comes out during this cycle. Mama Nawili.
He's still walking. What is it, 2 hours now?
I see your hand up now, Willie.
Yes, I wanted to say, a couple of things. Y'all just bring so many sparks that set up the fire. One of the things about losing things that came to me was when I was learning back in the day, the Nguza Saba. And I kept on carrying around the sheet of paper about the principles of Kwanzaa, and I kept misplacing it. So I remember when I was younger, I thought you could really learn and get something if you place it under your pillow and keep it there. So that's what I thought when you said, you keep losing it, because once you put it under there and it gets in you, and once I did that, the Nguza Saba, I've never forgotten the Swahili language nor the meanings, because now it is a part of me. The second thing I wanted to say was, in another great post with these heads and these noggins, I used to teach my babies that the adult head for sure is 8 to 10 pounds of your weight. You carrying that around on your neck. So as we stand or sit all day, everything is synced and pulled to the bottom. So I do leg on the wall pose or without the assistance of the wall, or you can put your
legs
legs
up the wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect. I mean,
Yes.
when you start
yes.
feeling that flow back of
Yes.
blood, of energy, of prana, of chi, of
Yes.
love back into and into your crown chakra. I mean, I've had instances where I wake up 2 hours later. I done gone to sleep with my
Yes.
legs up on the wall.
That's
But the
right.
renewal and how it nourishes up in this noggin, this beautiful thing, is amazing. So just wanted to share that. I'm going to get some tea now, y'all. Okay.
Thanks for sharing that.
Okay.
Because that pose it's again blood. It's sending the blood back flow through the body, the retrograde, the opposite way. And they say it's supposed to be good for high blood pressure. I do that pose a lot as well. Camel pose is another one. Show camel pose on your knees. I got my picture on your knees. That's it. You take one hand back on you can like that. There you go. There you go. And you're dropping the head. That's it. You can place it, if you're more flexible, on your elbow, on your heels, and just go back.
On your feet, yeah.
Yeah, you did it right. I said elbows, but heels. Yep. And you just hold your head back. You're reversing. It may make you lightheaded if you move too suddenly.
Did you
But
say that's good for high blood pressure, Awa?
the other, well, all of it is, but the other one with the legs up the wall.
Oh, okay.
I was told, in my yogi practice, that was good for that. You put them up against the wall so you really don't have to work them. You just put your buttocks as close as you can to the wall, legs up the wall.
That's
There
good.
you go.
And they said take your
Bowel
arms.
movement too.
Yes.
Help you bowel move.
Yeah, because you're doing the reverse. You ever see those apparatus where you get in it and you tilt yourself upside down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted one of
I
those.
got the yoga, trapeze yoga. I got that. I got one of those too. Got one of those.
Dr. Bob has one of those.
Well, before all that fancy stuff was out, they used to tell us to take a board, a slant board, or a board and put it against your couch or something, just so you can go down and lay with your head in the opposite direction. And you can overdose from that too, if you get too much of it. You'll feel real dizzy and off balance. Money Nawile, your abundance flow.
We have a question here. Go ahead.
Answer.
Okay, isn't that good too? Also, when you slant down, for me doing hair, isn't that good to get the blood flow?
That's what we're talking about. That's it. That's what we're talking about. It's like sending a fresh thing of blood through that pushes out, because it gets stagnated, clogged thinking, It's like you got to reverse.
When Queen Afua came here, she always brought this slanted thing.
She does that, yeah.
She lays and then have her feet up
Yeah.
in here. Yeah, she would bring her whole thing to pack it up and bring it down here.
As my initiation through her, that's what we did. We made sure every day to lay with our legs up against the wall.
Yeah.
And so I would do my meditation. I said, hey, might as well put it all in one. I'll do my meditation that way.
Yeah.
For about 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. Any more questions? Yeah, wonderful. I like a active participating group here. Queen Bay is getting all I can see it. You ready? Come on with your fire.
No.
Come on with your fire. We gotta talk about love.
Love.
No,
What you
I
want to
didn't
say about it?
no, I'm just saying I wanted to, because part of because it is in the cycle of Mayat. I just wanted you to talk more on the laws of love. who was it? We were talking last night about love, and or the other day it was
Who, you and me?
probably Tuesday. We were talking about because we were was it Monday? I don't know. I think it was Tuesday, and we were talking about love and what is unconditional love, and I mentioned, have we ever, you know, have you ever been to school for love? Have you
Right.
ever sat in a
It's something you were asking us.
yeah? Have
It's
you ever
not
sat in
the
a
lessons of love, of
yeah?
teaching of love
Yeah.
necessarily.
Oh.
Where do you get love? How do you know? Who taught you? Where did
It's
they
so
get it
many
Your
from?
family,
definitions.
your grandmama,
I'm just saying,
your
have you ever
mama.
all these curriculums, have they ever designed a class for love?
Nope.
Well, I
Don't
don't
talk
know.
about love in school.
Because love has such a
It is.
range. You
It
can't
is
really
though. It's a is like our hair. It is
it
like our
is.
skin. It is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
There you
different
go.
types in
There
some
you go.
folks' definition. That's why I tell people when you're looking at relationships with people, you need to ask somebody what is love to them because we have different definitions. Somebody may have been in a household that may not have been comfortable for me, but that's how they show love. Like my household is loud. My family, my
And
household is
that's
loud.
your love.
And
That's
so
how y'all
people they ask me, why are you talking so loud? Well, when I talk quiet, you don't hear me. So I get a little louder. Now I'm yelling. Make up your damn mind. You want me to be me or not? I don't know.
See, oh
And
yeah,
that's love.
we talked about like I talk about in my household. My mother didn't. She wasn't a huggy person. My grandmother was. They were straight up, soldiers. They didn't. They weren't affectionate, but we knew they loved us by their
Right.
action.
Right.
And that in one of my readings that I had, they told me that I had to break that cycle because it caused so many problems in the chest, in the breast, and the breast is connected with the uterus. And yes, in my family was a lot of cysts and uteral fiber. And the reader told me that I had to break the chain. I had to go and give hugs. And I expressed how I hugged my mother and how she froze. Like, what the heck? Get off! What you doing? Yeah. That because I done grew up and my mother and I'm just gonna say this, my mother talked about she didn't know love until she went away to college.
Wow.
She said in her household she didn't. There's love right there. See,
I
there
saw
goes.
it. I saw it
I
just
saw
walk
that.
up and say,
We
let me
saw
show you
you.
some.
Yeah,
Let me show you some love.
yeah. That was love. That was
Love has feet
unconditional.
and
Nobody had to
arms and
tell you.
lips.
Right, right. Nobody had to tell you. It just
That's
came up.
Amory who did the poetry. That's Pam's twin.
Oh, all right. But there's
Oh.
love.
Mhm.
The glow, the pop, pop, pop. Like Queen Ayaba said, in the family. But what if your family didn't show that affection?
Yeah.
You know? That's why when I came in, I hugged my mom was so shocked.
Mhm.
That's how my mom said that she didn't find love until she went away to school. Because in the
So you
household,
were so that gave her the opportunity to share that, like where she found it. Because
yes,
you hugged her. You embraced her.
yes. And she never talked about it, but when she was in transitioning and we would sit early in the morning, she just came out of nowhere and she said, you know, I really didn't find love until I went away to school. She said, she went to River Forest. And she said in her household, it was it was always something going on. She was like one of six, and it was constantly sibling rivalry. It was just constant that,
It was
and
busy.
a busy mother, that was like a soldier. Father was in the household too, but he did everything Pearl said to do. Whip her. My
Oh, you froze.
These
Okay.
computers so sensitive
grandfather
up
would whip.
here.
I know.
They sense that
Maybe
energy. They be
they,
like,
I know.
maybe
You
they,
know what? I'm not
maybe they didn't want
surprised.
you telling on them.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. You know, they know, and then they want to shut you down.
Yeah,
They know you're trying to deliver a message and they're trying
but
to shut you down. That's
you
okay.
did turn to your mom and said,
She did.
I'm gonna
She
say
did.
well,
She
but when he
did.
started talking about your dad, he said, shut it.
He
Cut
was
it.
like,
You
Uh-huh.
asked for permission to talk about him, about his
You're right.
uh-huh.
Right. Permission. Yeah. Yeah. She got
So
the serious look.
yeah.
I I I just want Queen to jump in because she know how I can take it and run. We got to send it on back because she got the
Well,
message.
they in African culture, they teach us that we choose our families, we choose our parents that we come into this plane to be with, and
right.
the purpose for the choice. My daddy used to. I'm gonna digress for a second. My father used to say, "If it don't add up, it don't make sense,"
Mm-hmm.
and that's 2 cents. SENSE and CENTS.
Ah.
So if it don't add up, it don't make sense. However, we can see it when it comes to the solid piece of money. It takes us a minute to see it from our inner eye, our inner heart. Um, so when you have if it's true that we choose our own family, then there's a life experience that we've come here to learn or to receive from that family. When I should tell stories on stage, I always talked about my family because one of the things that I have the audience do is call and response. That way we become one. Actually, physically, psychically, mentally, we become one. And I share with them the reality of the oneness expressed through the music. You can't see where we're all one. We're gonna do a call and response. And within that, you experience the oneness.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get that out of my own make up my head. I got that from the family I chose to come here to be with because my grandfather and grandmother had 14 children, 12 lived, and out of that 14, there's over 300 of us from just them two little people.
Come
Um,
on with it now.
and you could not come, y'all heard me say this, you couldn't come to my grandparents' house and not sing.
Mm.
So if Papa starts hitting on that table, that means start singing. And
That's
Papa
their
would
love
start,
language. Mm-hmm.
yeah, Papa would start with he would start with something like, Hey Jerusalem on, Hey Jerusalem on, Hey Jerusalem on, Hey Jerusalem on. You take that same thing and go, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. You know God gonna trouble the water. Let's see how she started jumping there with that. It's improvisation that people call it, but it is the experience of how this thing we call God works. It doesn't wait for nobody's permission. It's there all the time. She wasn't waiting for my permission to say, jump in and sing that part. She just jumped on in there with it and hear it go loud, but I saw her lips moving. So you and in that family that I chose to come to was so much love. And I looked at my grandfather, who, for all intents and purposes, was not really my grandfather, but he was my cousin. I found all that out by doing the family tree. I'm sharing this with you to understand what love is, to see what love is. My grandfather raised my mother, who was not his daughter. That happened while he was married to my grandmother and had gone away to work for almost 3, 4 months, 6 months. And this handsome dude, tall, reddish brown, long, straight black hair, seduced my grandmother. You have to understand, my grandmother's mother married her to the man I knew as my grandfather when she was 14 years old. She never had no dating experience. She never had no interactive experience with any male except my grandfather. She didn't know about all that energy and all them feelings that you get when a certain kind of man show up on your front, on your doorstep. So my mother was born out of that experience. And when I found out about it, I think my mother she had passed. My mother passed at a mere transition at 55. And I looked at him and I said to myself, how could a man love another man's daughter under the circumstances by which my grandmother got pregnant? How can he do that? Not only did he love my mother was his favorite. He wanted some cornbread, he called my mom. He wanted this, I forgot the name of that fish they make every winter down south. Shad. Nobody can make that shad like your mom. Elizabeth, come on down here and make that shad for me. Fix that. She be right there. Elizabeth, my suit told, sew my suit. Elizabeth. Elizabeth was the chain, the link in the chain that held the family together. Her love was uncompromising. She would get up at 2 a.m. if you came over there with a problem to ask Elizabeth to listen to you so she could give you some kind of solution to your situation. She was never, oh, look, man, I'm asleep. You come back tomorrow. That was not Elizabeth. Elizabeth was just a minute, I'm coming, 2:30 in the morning. And she opened the door and she said, what's the matter? What's the matter, baby? What's wrong with you? Why are you out this time of morning? And they'd sit down and they'd be talking 2-3 hours. And she had to go to work. See, that's what love does. One time a man came to the house. He was funky drunk. He was falling all over himself. And Papa said, come on in here and I'm gonna give you some soap and a rag. You go in there and wash yourself, clean yourself. I'm gonna give you some clothes to wear. Papa took that man's old funky clothes. They had the man put it in a big trash bag. And he threw it outside in the garbage. Papa gave that man a suit, a shirt, shoes, socks, underwear, undershirt. I never saw him be begrudging to the guy. He didn't look like he looked down on the dude. He just was helping the man. He was serving God's purpose by serving this man. He was demonstrating what my art looks like. My art is God's love. And the reason people don't know what God looks like, because they don't see love. God looks like love. People, some other folks, they like to war. They like to fight. They like to take other people's stuff from them. What's the love? What love is it that they showing? They're showing that they love, they have everything to themselves.
What's that coveting thing? Coveting?
Yeah, coveting everybody, coveting everything their neighbor got, including their neighbor's wife, daughters, children, everything else. That crazy boy that kidnapped that lady and killed her the other day, she didn't have no business out there running at 4:30 in the morning, number one. Not by herself. But there are some people who, right, that didn't click in because of a word starts with an A called arrogance. There are some people who, because they've had this always grabbing and getting what they want, everything that they want, because they don't want to hear the truth about their history, because they don't want the story to be told about what really happened and caused them to have what they have. They had live a life of they can do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And she ran 4:30 in the morning. And he probably been watching her for a minute. And most people, especially among them, they run the same path over and over again. They don't switch up. Like we might go this way last week, but next week we going this other way. That's how we do. And that's how they do. And not to belittle the fact that she was killed by this guy, but to raise the fact that he didn't have love. Love would never allow him to do that. Love would never allow him to hurt somebody, because in hurting someone, he hurt himself. And that's what Osir is. Osir is the emulation or the representation of God in the form of a being, flesh being, animal being. This thing, some people say, oh, that is so deep. It isn't. It's simple. And if you're a woman like the Elizabeths are, you should know it better than most people because you bear children. When you bear these children and you open your eyes and look down at that baby, I don't know about you, but I'm willing to bet you wanted to make sure the child had all the fingers, all the toes. When they opened his eyes, he could see. I did like that. They opened their mouth to cry. They had a tongue. That was one of the first things I want to know. Does she have a tongue? I know very well that she was going to know how to talk. And she can talk. And her daughter can really, really, really talk. But when you talking like that and people tell you, oh, be quiet, oh, be quiet, you talk too much. You always got something to say. You think you know everything. That has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with them, the person who's saying all of that. And you have come to this earth to bring messages. That's why you're talking. That's why God is using your voice, because you have a story to tell. You have a message to bring. And that man that I call my my grandfather, that they told me was my granddaddy, my papa, I never seen a love like his before nor since. He was like, whatever they said about Jesus, he had all of that and then some. So he lived to be what, past 85 and almost 90 years old. And we can all live longer and live stronger if we just understand about this love. Love is the one principle, the one thing in life, the more you give it, the more it
You receive.
grows. Yeah, the more you receive.
Oh, I get.
The more you give love,
Yeah.
the more love you have to give. Love is the one thing that never stops growing once you let it go and give it. Now, you got someone asked a question or made the statement about, it was Hawa. Do they ever teach love? Well, you can't teach what you don't have.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can't say, show me all these principles of love, yet your whole history shows you killing people, taking things that don't belong to you, treating people like they should not exist. And now they want to go to the moon and to Mars. I'm not even going to tell you my thoughts on that. Because you say, oh, Mama Ayaba, I
Y'all
know you
can't
thought
take care of
stuff
this
like
plant. You
that.
don't need to go nowhere else. Learn how to take care of this one.
See that? I ain't had to say it, had that rule
They gonna
said.
do up there, go up there and tear up. They gonna go up there and tear up like they did down here. No,
Exactly.
no.
So we have to give love. When people do things like oh man, a friend of mine, one of my students has a test that I hope I never, ever, ever have to have. His son was raped by his cousin. His cousin is 12 years old and his son 10. Now, where did that 12-year-old boy get that idea in his mind? See, and he said it was the greatest test. He said, I wanted to kill that boy. But I had to quickly get away from that thought because that wasn't his thought. That wasn't that little boy's thought. That's like when you open yourself up to demons, when you open yourself up to negative energy, when you are not in control, when you don't know nothing about nothing, when you don't know about the chakra system, you don't know about spirituality, you don't know about instinct. Come on, the Elizabeths is probably one of the greatest tools that God has put on the planet because there's so much we have to teach and share with others, especially people that look like this, you see. And that's one of the reasons I introduced you all to Toby, because essentially Toby actually is to be. Well, I introduce you all to Toby because his love for our people is shown through the lyrics of his song. And you gotta draw in close to hear them lyrics because most of the time he's speaking in metaphors. He's speaking in terms of principles. You're not singing that direct stuff. So we all need to meditate for him and pray that his life is maintained and kept well because his heart chakra is big.
I saw in his video the symbolism I saw it was more than just that song and his words. It was his action. And I
Yeah.
was watching I said, oh, that is beautiful.
This
And like you
one
said,
we saw today, we said, may your wave about the wave. Uh-huh. Yeah.
yes.
And
Yeah.
did you hear the fourth person who came in? I think it was four. One, two, three.
It
Was
was
it four
for
people?
the,
Yeah. That
the
fourth,
guy.
the brother who came in with the
Hmm.
soprano voice.
Yes. I picked up on that.
Yeah.
Picked up on, I wonder, is all his videos done in white?
Yes, they are.
Symbolism. There's a meaning and reason
He
behind.
but guess what color he uses as a hue in some of those videos?
Red.
What's a heart chakra color? No
Oh,
red.
what? The green?
Yes.
Okay. All
Yes.
right.
So I wanted to bring in, I'm saying all I just said to say that the rituals are what connects us to our indwelling intelligence,
That's right.
to the God that dwells within, are the rituals. You hear
And what
some
is
black people,
ritual? What is ritual? A practice.
you hear some people say, I'm not doing that stuff. That's voodoo.
You brush your teeth?
You get up in the morning
Yeah.
every day, and whatever you're doing over and over and over and over again,
That's prayer.
that's your ritual.
That's a ritual.
You grab a cigarette, a cup of coffee, and a
That's
donut.
your ritual.
That's your ritual. So what's going to be the end result of that ritual? High blood pressure, sugar diabetes, restlessness, gaining weight. That's going to be the result of that ritual. What's going to be the result of the ritual of sharing your love?
Love,
Receiving love.
love,
Love, building up and
more
going
love.
inside yourself,
Mm.
more love. Plant something in the ground.
Mm.
Take care of something other than yourself so that you can generate and get the feeling or the experience. When you feeling, get the experience of what that love does in your body, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. When you say to a person who smokes cigarettes or who eats meat, all the things that you know about smoking and eating meat, and they reject it, I say to them, you don't love yourself. Ask yourself why you don't love yourself. And then maybe from that point, you might find a reason to stop doing the things that's killing you. Not only does it kill you, it kills everybody else in your family because it makes them sad when you suffer and then die from it. I see your eyes, Howard. You're going through a memory. So,
But Mama Bay,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you just say things that like point blank.
What did I blank point? What I
Ain't no
Hey,
need to
that's why you
dress it up
call
and
her.
put no
Yeah, just point
outfit on
blank.
it.
That's why you call her Mama Bay. It's a mama time.
If you don't, if
what
you
did
do
I
this,
say?
then you don't love yourself because you're gonna kill yourself and you're gonna hurt
Oh,
other people. That it's just like that. No sugar coating, just
It's the blatant truth.
yeah. I mean,
I,
it's just what is right for all of us.
I'm an Oya person. And in the Yoruba culture, Oya is the one who speaks like her tongue is a two-edged sword.
Yeah.
I
Cut
did
you
not
up.
know, I did not know all of that. I learned that. But when in learning it, I recognized myself in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped trying to be something else
Ooh,
because
child.
it can only be what I am. And you know what, Queen Aduni, I don't even know. It's so normal and natural for me. And those are the things I do to myself that I think everybody is like that. It's so
Yeah.
crazy because
Yeah.
everybody's not like it. We all have our characteristics. But I like how the fact the way you received it, that's also a part of our reality is how we receive something.
Mhm.
Somebody can receive the same thing you received through what I said and get an attitude,
Yes.
you see. And believe me, I've had that experience because I didn't know what happened. I said, well, what happened? Why she did that? Why she walked out like that? It's because you told her that she kept doing, she was doing, she gonna die. I said, oh, well, I didn't mean it like, I ain't trying to
Well, that's
prophesy.
the truth. That's the truth for everything.
I'm just trying to wake her up to the reality. As a Rasta man, my Rastafarian teacher taught me a long time ago. Every time we leave his house or leave his store, he would say, reality, Aya. Hear one of them deep voices really out there. He said, reality, Aya. And I would stand outside the door after it was closed, and I said, what do you mean by that? Reality, Aya. And years passed with him saying that every time we leave, till eventually I got it.
Yeah.
It's about reality, not what's real to you and what's real to her and what's real to him. The air is reality. You breathe it in, you live. You stop breathing, you're dead. Your blood flowing through your mouth, through your body, keeping you alive. That's reality. You know, name some other stuff that's reality. You can't alter reality. The fact that you'll fall off the roof if you step off of it, because gravity is the word they gave us. Pulls you
The
down.
reality
That's
is
reality.
you're gonna fall.
You're gonna fall. If you meet a man in a bar and he's all he got to offer you is a drink, and you create a relationship with him, you already know the reality.
That's his reality.
It's gonna be a wet relationship. It's gonna be wet.
Come on with it, head hair rule. Head hair rule is the law of my art is the law of love. Head hair rule is the law of acting out that love. She's true. Head hair rule, the house of hair rule, the house of the will of God. Yeah. The house of the will of God. Heru is God's will. Het means house. Het Heru, the house of the will of God. But you have the freedom to direct your will whichever way you conceive it. But at the same time, you have to suffer the rewards or the blessings or the consequences of your acts. That's right. You can't blame nobody. Remember how you tell your children, well, don't do this, don't do that. They go do it. Then they come back crying. And you be all, well, okay, baby. No, I told you don't do it. Period. My daughter, I know y'all might think this is mean, but my daughter was about 2 or 3 years old. I told her, wait for me, don't go outside without me. That was her key to go outside without me. So she goes outside and it's cinder block steps. I don't know what she did, but she fell. When she fell, she scraped her leg from the knee all the way almost up to the hip. And I came out there and she was kind of whimpering. And I said, I told you don't go, but you went. So that was your choice. And this is what you got out of it. I'm gonna be right back. I told her I'm gonna be right back. I went in there and got some hydrogen peroxide. I said, here, put that on there. Now everybody else would have just, okay, baby, and put the hydrogen peroxide on and try to soothe.
You let her do it.
No, this is no soothing time. This is lesson learned time. When I tell you don't do nothing, don't do something, just don't do it. You don't have to agree with me. But maybe I might just know a little bit something about what's coming than you do, because I've already walked that path you're on.
That's right.
So when do we learn that lesson? When we have children.
When we teach it ourselves.
Yeah, that's when you learn it. Yeah. Your mama's lessons be hitting you all upside your head when you got your own children and you got to teach them.
And the word is don't. Don't do this. Don't do that. First thing you want to do is do it.
Yeah, give them an option. The Bible say give them an option. Show them something else to do, because that no is making them,
That's right. Give them an option.
She wouldn't believe the stove was hot, so I let her burn herself. I said, I bet you. Then she started walking in the kitchen like this around the stove. She didn't believe it, so she burned herself. But what ends up happening now? She's a nutritionist. Now she cook. She's all about food and everything. So that was her thing. And with my daughter, Mama, I would tell my daughter, I said, now you blah blah blah. I said, and then something would happen to her after we had the little situation. She come out and said, see, your ancestors got you. I didn't have to do nothing.
That's what I said too.
She did not like that. She would be in her face. Yeah. Or I would tell her, I would tell her, I said, little girl, I don't know who you are and what you've done with my daughter, but you need to go
Yes.
outside
Oh
and
my.
tell my daughter I said, come home. And she would come. I say, hello. She said, it's me, mommy, I'm home.
You see, now when you tell that story, this is another link in the chain of unity. When my little girl would do something little, when she was little, I said, okay, you're not in the family right now. You can go in your room and think about what you did. And when you're ready, you can come back and ask permission to come back into the family because we do not have to receive.
Mm-hmm.
See, and she went go in her room. She come back. She be a little angel when she come back. I mean, I'm telling you, it's. Do you know me before now? No. Did I know you before now? No. How come we fall right along the same parallel lines of how we see? And I'm telling you, folks want evidence that God is, God is, God is, God is, God is, God is.
God is.
Yeah. The night I told share with Hawa about the word goddess as God, and she said God is, and the next day the sister have that thing say God is. Come on now.
Yeah, her name, yes.
We didn't call each other and say you should put God is on the front of you. It was already written in the universe, and we received it. You know what I'm saying? So all of this started with a conversation about how we choose our families and about love. And the love that my grandfather had for everybody. That man had over 100 grandchildren and great grandchildren. He knew everybody's name. Everybody felt like they were loved by him. Nobody felt like he had a favorite one. It's like everybody was his favorite. And that's how you felt. You felt like you were the most important thing to Papa, you know. And I used to talk about it on the shows, not realizing, just like when I said about you gonna die if you do this, not realizing how it might affect people. I didn't realize there were people in the audience who didn't come up like that. I was not aware of that. I didn't, I was just talking about my life experience. And people would come up to me afterwards and would say anywhere from, I didn't have no life like that. I don't know how you, maybe it wasn't real. Maybe you're just making this up. I said, no, it was real. And other people might say, I sure would love to have been in your family. I said, you in my family. We just not share what my family shared with me. So now you're a part of my family. You see. So this is how we see love. This is how I see love.
Just you talking about your grandfather, it just made me think about my grandfather. It didn't get that. He was a very quiet man that was just there.
Well, then did you ever get to know him?
No. Not
my
really.
grandfather.
I would see him. Yes, we visit all the time, but he stood in one spot all the time or went in his room.
Well, that's what I mean. If you don't get to know them, then you don't know why they function that way. But my grandfather, Mr. Lee Carter, he told us about how cruel his father was to him. And he made up his mind he would never be like that to his children. It's just different ways people respond to their life experiences. Yeah. He was put together that way. His daddy was put together the way he was put together. But through his abuse, Papa showed all of us what love looked like. You see. So I mean, it's just, what can I say? But that love is not. But see, when you go out in the world and that love ain't out there, you might end up marrying the wrong person. Mm-hmm. Because you're looking for love like your daddy had. They say that women look for their fathers and men look for their mamas. See. So, yes. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you were talking about your experience, I was thinking about my mom. My mother and father have this wild story. They're born on the same day, same year. No. That's what my mother was like. Oh, we're gonna be together because we twins or whatever. She didn't say that, I did. So anyway, we go through and here I come, and I realized that my dad's a little bit more affectionate than my mother. And then time progresses. Now, my mother is not here with us anymore in the physical sense. But my niece got a message from a young man from the DNA thing. I'm your third cousin. How are you my third cousin? Well, I'm your mother's father. I mean, mother's father's seed. I was like, okay, so grandma said this man, okay, so that's not that what when I saw the man's picture, I knew he was my family because I felt it up my mother's
Yes.
nose. And there's a picture of her. I don't even oh my god, I don't have it. I have access. The picture. So then I think when you told the story about that, if my mother and they said that my grandmother went to the young man's home, who was the father, and she said that he denied my mother. He said no, that's not my baby or whatever, because my grandmother went to his home where his mother was to say this is our child, and he was like. So then I thought, oh, maybe that's where my mother's different expression of love was there, because we would hug but not like a long time, it's quick stuff, but I just looked, just because you told that you shared that information, I can see where the apprehension now, because my mother's home was my grandmother didn't raise my mother either. Grandmother kicked her out of the house, and then we found out that my aunt's in-laws took my mother and grandmother in. My cousin found out and it was like, how come you didn't tell me? My cousin's cousin said, my people told me not to say nothing.
Wow.
I'm not going to, I'm you might be mad now, but I wasn't ready to deal with the wrath when they told me not to say anything. And then my grandmother ended up, now the great grandmother ends up raising my mom.
Wow.
Even though she kicked them out when my grandmother got pregnant. And my grandmother was pregnant at 16.
16.
When I saw my mother's birth certificate, I was like, oh, okay.
See, we have stories, not just from our stories are unusual. They're not normal progressive stories. These are interruptive stories that have been interrupted. Our life flow has been interrupted. Just like we're talking about these chakras. Take it and look at us as a body. As a body. All these Black people, especially in North America, as a body of people. What happened to our root chakra?
Mm-hmm.
As a body of people.
Yes.
We got severed. We got disconnected.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Severed. Look at how people act, especially our women and our men. Look at that guy going kidnap this woman. They probably raped her too and killed her. Look at the sacred chakra. What happened? What happened to our solar plexus? Or we somehow we got the soul part. We kept that in there. We didn't leave that. And then the heart chakra. We hold ourselves back because we don't want to be hurt. The only place we don't hold ourselves back is in the church. Especially when the guys are playing the guitars and the basses and the piano and the choir is shouting and jumping all up and down and everything. Then we let it all out. There you go. That's it. Gone, Queen Mother.
Getting it out. Getting it out.
Get it out. See? And then after, it's like having an orgasm. And after that's over, we cool out, going on back home and be our regular self, fussing and carrying.
Go back to smoking and drinking and having sex and everything. Because I knew I was going to do it when I went Sunday. I'm doing it again on Monday. I'm going to do it. Send me the right energy, God. Send me the
now
right
energy. You see her personality change, her voice, the way she moved her body. She took on the whole character of whoever this is in her family tree. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the beautiful part. People talk about possession. We get possessed all the time. We walk in possession. We are the possession of God. Therefore, we possess all that God is.
Woo. And how sometimes we're the only vision of we're the only love that somebody may get to experience or see or encounter or just pass by on the street.
Yeah. And I don't know what in Detroit, do y'all still speak to each other on the street?
Yeah.
Because back in the day when I was growing up, I don't care where we went, it was a Black person, good evening, good afternoon, hi, how you doing? I'm doing fine, how you doing? And in some cases, they may even stop and say, do I know you? Who your mama? Who your dad?
That one right there.
Queens.
That one.
This is Rashida.
Yes, ma'am.
We call her Ra. She is one of my other first students. The two of them were my very first, and I'll put them up against anybody.
Welcome,
Hey,
Rashida.
Ron.
Beautiful name. You got Ra. First thing, Ra.
Ra,
Yeah. That's
the,
why the sun's shining
the
today.
rising
Rise out.
sun. Mhm.
Rise out.
That's right, rising
Awesome
sun.
day, everyone.
Mhm.
So
You too.
I need you all to say your grandfather's names. I want to pour libations for them.
Ah, all
All
right.
right. My
James,
grandfather's name is Lee Carter.
James Everett Senior.
My
James.
grandfather is James Redford, but call him Patty.
Ashe.
James Richard Hunter.
Ashe.
Mine is James Lincoln Wall. I don't know about
Ashe.
these Elizabeths and all these James granddaddies.
James.
Let's
James.
go on with it now. Everybody
Ashe.
got James.
My other grandfather, his name was Clifton. Clifton
Oh,
Brown.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
Ashe.
about dad's side.
I forgot about other one is Ernest Burns.
Ashe.
Mine's
Ashe.
last name is Bailey. My mother's father's name is Bailey.
Ashe.
My other grandfather is Membry. Membry Griffin.
Ashe.
Wow, Membry
I
Griffin.
like that. I like that.
Ashe.
name.
Ashe.
Ashe on the granddaddies. We're gonna talk
Ashe
about
on
the granddaddies. Yeah.
At peace. Greetings of peace.
What
His
name?
name Doyle Taylor.
Ashe.
Did you say loyal?
Doyle,
Doyle.
like toil with a D.
Doyle.
Ashe.
Ashe.
My
Ashe.
father's
Yeah.
my father's so my grandfather on my dad's side is the daddy of my dad's side.
Ashe.
In other words, I don't know his name.
Oh,
That's
Ashe.
all right.
Ashe.
We
We pour
Ashe.
can pour water for the next.
He's my
For the-
daddy.
for
Daddy,
the known.
daddy.
Yeah. For the known and the unknown.
That's
Ashe.
right.
Ashe. Hold on,
That was-
peace. Peace. Here I come. I want to join you. Yeah.
Do that head.
Yeah.
Head.
That's it. See, she's clearing the chakras. She's balancing the chakras. She's shaking it off. She's doing more than just getting
Get it
physically
on
fit.
out, mama. Get it on out, that piece. Get it on out. Let it on go.
Well, Queen, it is 2 minutes to 10, and people are coming into the shop, and conversations are happening. And
All right, we love y'all.
Yeah,
see how everything
And-
looks now.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Wow.
That's
Ashe.
the work.
My friend used to occupy that spot for her art gallery, so I have a very deep love for that space. That's where I saw Bambooty, and I was like, this about to be my family.
I want to recommend
Apple Gallery.
I want to recommend a reading for you all. You get a chance. I'm sure that somebody's already read her. Octavia Butler.
Yay!
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah. So you get a chance.
Afrofuturism.
If you haven't read it, read her.
We're from the same hometown.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What hometown is that?
Pasadena, California.
All right. 104. You ready for Pasadena?
I'm a
The Good
Dina
Earth
girl.
produces Good Earth.
Yes. All right. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
One love. One
One
love.
love. See you Thursday.
Hug yourself.
Reality.
Love.
Reality.
Hug the world.
Reality.
Hug the world. Give you some love.
Power up, girls.
Power
Love
it up.
girls.
Power it up.
Magic Day today, starting at 11 o'clock until they finish. That's at Nawili's place, the center, Heidelberg.
Yes.
Heidelberg Project.
Heidelberg.
All right. I love
All
you
right.
all.
Love y'all. Peace out.
Peace out.
Prosperity.
Thank you. Granddaddies, granddaddy.
Granddaddy.
That is.